Well, a very good afternoon to everyone here today. Welcome to your First Friday's video. It is the first Friday of December already. Christmas is coming just around the corner. But today what we've got to do is, as you can see, the bundle stand is empty once again. Bundles actually are still selling pretty well. I figured now that it's cooling off pretty good in the evenings that people will be slowing down on their outside campfires, but the bundles are still moving, so we've got to restock today. And before we do that, I've got a surprise in the back of your truck that I want to show you all. And I want to show you about my bundle making process and what I need to do to improve that a little bit now that I'm selling a good bit more bundles than usual. In the past, I've been able to make 12 or 15 bundles at a time, and it would last me a couple weeks. But now I'm making them a lot more often. And I've got to come up with a better system to make more and more efficiently and to be able to separate that good bundle grade wood away from the rest of the wood. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit too. Stick around and we'll get to it. So here is the Amish made bundler that you all know I acquired recently, and this is what I'm making my bundles with now. So we're going to use this today. And in the background there, you can see a couple wheelbarrows full of the bundle grade wood that I'm going to use. So what I've been doing is every time I need to make bundles, I go over to my stacks and I kind of have to sort through the pile of wood to pick out the choice pieces to make my bundles with. And that's time consuming and effort that I don't think I need to be making. So I've got an idea on what I'm going to do coming up here to do that differently, and I'll show you that shortly. But for right now, I'm going to drop the tailgate and show you this surprise that came today in this box. So in Wednesday's video, I told you about the debacle with the delivery of the new 4-way wedge for the ram splitter. That's what's in this box. I'm pretty sure, well, I'm confident that that's what's in this box. But with the address situation where they didn't send it to the correct address, they had the numbers flip-flopped. Instead of 38, they had 83. And this is the second time that this same problem has occurred. On the wedge that they sent me a while back that was not fabricated properly, we'll just leave it at that, they did the same thing, sent it to the wrong address. So like I told you before, I called Ram Splitter, confirmed my address with them, called FedEx, went round and round, had to talk to multiple people at FedEx to get this straightened out. But here we are again with the same situation. But I just want to show you something here that it doesn't make me angry, but it upsets me a little bit, and I'll tell you why. So I have not even opened this package yet, so I'm going to tell you about the thing that is bothering me just a little bit before I even open the box. Not only was the address wrong, but they did correct it. But, the name of the channel and the name of this little thing I have going on here is Firewood at the Furnace. So the first thing I noticed was that it was being sent to Firewood to the Furnace. And the name of the person that it's being sent to is Nate. I don't know if you can see that right there. I don't know who Nate is. I don't have any employees or family members with the name of Nate. I don't know if that's another customer that Ram Splitter has, but I've been dealing with these guys for quite a while now. I've done some videos for them. They've sent me the outfeed table for the splitter. I've been in communication with them quite a bit. I mean, they know me. John knows my voice on the phone without me even having to say who I am. They're familiar with the channel. They're familiar with the videos. I've sent some business their way. I know they've sold at least 3 or 4 splitters from people who watch the channel. And the fact that they don't know my name, it just bothers me a little bit. It's just something you would think they would know. To those of you who I've ever sent a package or a letter to, or if you've purchased shirts or a hat or stickers or anything from me at all, if you've won a prize, I always try to include a little personal note in there with it, just because I think it's better customer service. It's better. It's just a better vibe, in my opinion. But anyway, not only do they not know my address, but they don't know my name. So let's open the box and see if they sent me the correct item this time. Maybe that shouldn't bother me. I don't know. But it got dropped off today, and my wife called me and she said, "Who's Nate?" Like, what do you mean, who's Nate? She said, "You just got a package delivered to Firewood at the furnace, and it's for Nate. You have an employee that I don't know about?" I said, "No, it's just another one of those things, I guess." But we'll compare it to the original wedge, and we'll compare it to the one that we received last time and see what the difference is. I don't know. I'm thinking already it's not right. Wouldn't that be something? Let's get the other ones out and see if we got the right thing or not. Well, you all aren't going to believe this, or maybe you will, because I kind of do. Here's the original 4-way wedge, and this was the problem that I was having. This metal was really thin, warped, and weakened. This side's beginning to do the same thing, but this is the worst side. A lot of you have told me to take it somewhere to grind it, to pile some weld on it and grind the edge back down again. I guess that's an option, but it's not an option that I wanted to explore. I thought I could just get a new wing, right? So then they sent me this wing, and you saw the video on that. And the dimensions were welded wrong, right? We set it down in the splitter and it sat down too low. Now, a lot of what you all told me about that was to flip it over. Well, flipping it over does no good, because, well, not only is the wedge not beveled and sharpened on this end, but you've got roughly 10 inches there and about 9 inches there. So it's welded almost directly in the middle. It's not going to correct the problem that I have about the 4-way sitting down too low when I'm making my splits. So I contacted Ram Splitter. I sent them pictures, explained to them the problem, told them what it was doing, showed them how low it was sitting in the splitter. So they sent me a new one. This is the third one. Notice any difference? Nope, me either. It is manufactured exactly the same way. Now, when I talked to Ram Splitter, they told me that it was a manufacturing flaw on the second one, that it was just welded wrong, that they had not changed their design, and that, you know, no changes had been made that would warrant this happening. So now I've got two wedges that aren't going to work. They are manufactured exactly the same, and you can see the difference right there, how much higher that wing is welded above the new one. And it also, if you look down the bottom here, the bottom edge of it sits down a couple more inches as well. It also does not have this notch cut out, which allows it to sit on the hydraulic arm that raises and lowers it. And this one has that notch cut out as well. So I've got the same problem. I don't know what to do at this point. I mean, I've sent them pictures, I've told them the problem. We've waited around for tool steel. We've waited around while they shipped to the wrong address twice. I just don't know. I'm kind of at a loss here. But I'm not getting angry about it, because I can still use that old wing. It's just a little bit of a hassle to get the pieces out from underneath of this left side when it goes through. But I may have to get a hold of a welder and just see what they can do there in the meantime. So that unboxing was rather unpleasant. So let's shift gears here. We'll get over to the bundler. We'll start making some bundles, and I'll tell you about the new process that I'm going to try out. So just for reference, one more time, I went ahead and I lined up the bottom edge of all the wings right on the bottom edge of my tailgate, just to see the difference. And the main difference obviously is where the 4-way is welded across, and you can see how much of a difference that is there. It's 2 or 3 inches probably. You can see where my tape measure is here, and we can find out for sure. So bottom to bottom is just over 2.5 inches. So then the other issue is this here, and that's this bottom edge that sits down in the splitter. The original one does not have this notch cut out. So when this sits down in the splitter, it sits right on top of that arm. With the other ones, having that notch cut out causes it to sit lower. So not only are you losing the 2.5 inches here, but you're losing another inch or so, maybe 2 here. So 3 or 4 inches in height makes a great big difference on the size of the split that you can make. All right, let's move on to bundles. So here is where I have a lot of my ash that's ready to go stacked up. And you can see by the piles here that they've been kind of picked through. And the reason they're picked through is because what I do when I need to make bundles is I come through and I get all the good, square, straight, smaller size, appropriate stuff for making bundles. Hey, you can use any of this for making bundles, obviously. It's all firewood, it all burns, but when you're making bundles and you want to make good, nice, tight, good-looking bundles, the straighter and the squarer the pieces are, the better your bundles look and hold together. So this is what I've been doing, coming through and picking through the piles to fill up a wheelbarrow full of bundle grade material. What I'm going to do coming here soon is, I've got all these ash rounds stacked up over here that are ready to be split, and a lot of that is good bundle grade stuff, but as it comes off the splitter, what my plan is to put it in IBC totes just like this. This is what I did with that black birch that I got from up at Chuck and Deb's. This is drying here for my personal use because I don't get a whole lot of this and I want to try it out. But I'm going to get some IBC totes together, and when I go to split that ash, I'm going to separate it. The stuff that's going in the firewood pile will go in the firewood pile, and the stuff that's bundle grade material will go in a tote. And that way, all I have to do is bring the bundler right to the tote. A lot of you other guys are already doing it this way, but I hadn't been doing it, and I think it's time. So let's make some bundles. So I finally got through all of my original bundle labels, and I've started using the newer style label that I designed. If you missed that video, I'll show you what the new ones look like. Kind of an improvement based on what the future may or may not hold. And those, I just have a couple minor changes, including a barcode, just in case I ever decide to put my bundles into a storefront. I don't know if that will or will not happen, but I figured if it does, at least I'll already be ahead of the game, right? So we'll get this last piece in here, and I'll show you what they look like. I am still doing the handles on them, but I'll make them all first and then I'll put the handles on later. But these are the new labels that I'm using. And if you know what the old ones look like, they were kind of the same. They just didn't have the barcode at the bottom. And of course I added the Gmail logo, the Facebook logo, and the YouTube logo. But they're basically the same, but the barcode I got online. And if I ever get into a store, all the store has to do is scan that and save it to their system. And then when somebody tries to purchase, they can just scan it and ring it up. So that's the new bundle label. All right, here we are, right back where we started. The bundle stand is full, all restocked and ready for the upcoming weekend. So we'll see how sales go now that it's full again into December. And if we get a couple mildish type days, evenings, maybe some people will still be burning in their backyards. So today was supposed to be about making the bundles. It turned into more about the wedge. That unboxing I thought was going to be quick and exciting. As you saw, it turned into a little bit more than that. So I've already reached out to them, and we'll see what their response is, and I'll keep you all updated again. So that's going to be it. We'll see you next Wednesday. And if you're new here, the videos come out every single Wednesday, the first Friday of every month, and our Thirsty Thursday live stream is on the last Thursday of every month. So that's it for today. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next time.